Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Campbell and I'm excited to do this activity because this isn't something that I have done recently and I think it's a really cool idea and I look forward to watching everyone else's videos as well. So I've found some time, just put my two children to bed. So I've got a 5-year-old daughter and an almost 2-year-old son. So they keep me very, very busy outside of everything else that I'm doing in terms of my own academics as well as my teaching. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. So I am a professor at Western University. I was hired on last year, and I teach in the medical sciences, and mainly I teach the third and fourth year students. And so this has been a really, really good group of students, and I really enjoy my position. One other thing is that this will be my fifth course in the PME program. So I am very, very excited to be almost halfway done. And I can honestly say that I had no idea how much, not only that I would learn, but how much I'd be able to apply to my own teaching practice. And I'm hopeful that this course will do great things as well for me. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I became to actually work at Western. And so I'll start with my education. So I am a University of Guelph grad. So I did my undergrad studies there in the biomedical sciences program. And then I actually started graduate school at Guelph as well in the same department. And early on, I just really loved teaching. I was fortunate enough that I got to do a lot of teaching opportunities, which a lot of grad students didn't get. So I was, helping run labs. And then at one point, I actually even got to lecture. So I was doing sessional appointments as a grad student. And this really solidified my desire and my passion to be an instructor. And, I knew that that's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be possible because it can be quite competitive. After I completed my PhD, that's when I had my daughter, Isla. And basically, like I said, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but after having her taking some time off, I got back into teaching and I took one course on at a time, and slowly that became multiple courses. And I worked my way up to carrying quite a heavy teaching load. And then, as I mentioned, I've been at Western for a year. So last year, I interviewed for a job and I was fortunate enough to be successful. And I'm very, very grateful to be in the position that I'm in. One thing I like to share, because a lot of people often wonder, okay, why are you going back and doing a master's if you already have a PhD? And, the experiences are so very different. The things that I learned in my PhD are obviously very, very different from what I'm learning in this master's program. And so I am a teaching focused faculty member at Western, which means that I don't have a large research program. Any research that I do is pedagogical oriented. And so I think that this program is going to be really valuable to me for many reasons. Other things that I can tell you about my professional development is that, again, very fortunate to be in an environment like Western because they really value professional development. And so I'm always going to workshops. I'm always attending other little courses, trying to get teaching certificates on top of this program as well. And so I guess I can say that I really enjoy constantly learning. I enjoy being able to apply it to anything I do learn to my teaching practice. And I guess when I think about this course, so if we're talking about planning, instruction, and then assessment, these are all things that I have, drastically, I guess, altered the way that I do them in the past little while. And so when I was first new to teaching, there were obviously certain things that I valued in terms of the process, as I'll call it. And, I still have my beliefs and those have not changed, but I would say the way that I'm doing things and what I think is important has changed a little bit. And, one thing I can speak a lot about is the assessment side. You can imagine, with third and fourth year students who are wanting to go on to medical and dental school and other professional programs, that this can be a really challenging aspect. And so, a couple things that I have really been focused on lately is when it does come to assessments, how can we make these as authentic as possible so that our students are getting the most out of the experience? I'm also really passionate about providing students with timely and appropriate feedback so that they can improve. So this is all coming together on the assessment end of things. And then obviously we've got the planning and the instruction, and I get a real charge out of the planning of any of my work that I'm going to do. So I do a lot of teaching in the labs, and so I really enjoy that. And then obviously the delivery as well. So I'm interested just to learn more about this whole process. I likely am not coming about it in such a formal way. I think the planning stage could always be a little bit better. So I look forward to learning with all of you. And I really hope that I can just add some more to my professional development as well. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll chat soon.